Hello, 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 my YouTube collective, and welcome back to the I Am Dil Divine YouTube channel. I'm super excited to be coming right after the 3-3 portal activation, eclipse, full moon in Virgo. That was just yesterday, at least at time of recording. Now, you already know my readings are done with timeless intentions when they find you, especially pick-a cards, which is what we have today. So what I'm kind of being dialed into and guided by spirit for this reading is essentially a retrograde remedy is going to be the title. It's a retrograde remedy, and it's a remedy that's really coming through the invitation and lens of like integration. So essentially, what is spirit highlighting and offering you in this now to basically not only best integrate, best apply, essentially get the most out of, receive the most benefit from this retrograde in Pisces energy happening right now. / when this message finds you, spirit is guiding you to essentially receive some kind of nourishment, a remedy that is meant to help you overcome either a blockage, an obstacle, a lack of clarity, a greater sense of uncertainty for whatever reason, or just basically feeling a little less aligned, feeling less calibrated, things of that nature, not feeling your zhuzh, not feeling your highest vibe, okay? So the options are, they're going to be 717, so 717 is the first one. 1010, 1010 is the second one. 1234, 1234 is the third one. And I am going to put the timestamps down below, okay, for all the piles. Now, before we get into 717, 717, what I want to share with everyone very briefly, no matter what pile you choose, or maybe you're guided to more than one, maybe you come back to this when you're guided and you're feeling called to it for another number. Who knows? We hold space for all the abundance. Either way, spirit is continuing to emphasize the importance of breathing, deeper breathing, expansive breathing, leveraging breath work, breath play, breath exercises, breath routines, breath patterns and formations it's not only to assist you in continuing to come back to a state of calmness, especially for your nervous system. This is also emphasis of releasing density, releasing tension, releasing things that are stored inside that truly no longer serve, and not ignoring the physical vessel, not ignoring physical, I'm gonna just say it, physical damage, physical pain, physical trauma, physical baggage, physical density. It's not saying that it only exists there, right? Because we know, well, let me not presume knowledge. There are beliefs where, in many spiritual traditions and concepts, that if something exists on the physical level, that's like the densest level there more or less is in our reality. So thus it exists on all other layers and levels. Like by the time it gets physical, it's already like come through like mentally, energetically, emotionally, whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. So there's something about this continued invitation in this now with this retrograde is to continue to breathe through things. And honestly, that is a very apt reminder and invitation during any retrograde season, because retrogrades in general highly encourage resisting temptations to overreact or react too quickly, and when and where possible to your greatest ability, and I say that so that we call in, compassion and grace, your greatest ability to respond, to take nice deep breaths, to take a pause, to really assess where you're at in relation to where you want to be, where you can foresee or forecast a more aligned version of yourself, and or at the very least, when you notice that you're not in alignment, giving yourself some kind of moment, pause, break, taking a step back to engage in practices, at minimum, breathing, to come back into alignment. Retrograde times are very much so invitations to, dare I say, strive for greater alignment, to ultimately prevent greater and or possibly unnecessary loss and or difficulty and or challenge, right? Um, Okay, I feel guided with that. We're going to get ready to get into the pile. So comment down below if any of this is already resonating with you. Please share your resources that you're using. Let me know if you want to. I've been following a YouTube channel, spells it with a K, but like Chris Kelly, like two names, two words, both with Ks. Like he popped up for me months ago when I was looking for a breathwave style breathwork video, because that's the style that I experienced years ago with Mike O'Meara. And so I wanted something like that. So I'm on, YouTube's looking it up, and there we go. And lovely videos. I'm somebody who likes to cite their sources and share resources. So that's why I'm putting respect and gratitude upon Chris's name, Chris's YouTube channel, and sharing it with y'all, because this is a free resource. Okay. This is a free practice. And these are breathwork videos that can be like really short. Like there's little 10-minute teasers, and then you can get some like up to like an hour if you really want to go on like a deeper journey and really work through something with some more time. I've done a mix, and I'm exploring more and more like as the weeks go on, the days go on, because Spirit is like, you need to breathe. So a lot of y'all, especially if you've been having a lot of physical symptoms, physical activations, please consider taking time aside, even if it's 10, 15, 20 minutes, whatever you got, for some intentional guided breath work, breath play, deep breathing. Get into it. Okay, so we're going to get into the piles officially. So 717, calling in 717. I'm going to put 650 for the timestamp. Now, make sure you got either your water, also for this collective. And for everyone, I actually had some channeled notes. Spirit had me get some channeled notes for the different piles and collectives with some essentially landing notes and some guiding synchronicities that this may be for you. Now, for some of y'all in general, if you've been called to either like more mochas, hot cocoa, cacao, in addition to, of course, seeing 717, this is a site for you, maybe called more to the heart space, the heart chakra, as well as the mermaids, because your deck is going to be the mermaids. Now, let's take a sip. So I am going to get you a fresh shuffled card on camera. However, your pile is the only one. Like when I went to essentially start to take these notes, somehow like the top card flipped over of this pile, of this deck, the mermaid's deck. And so y'all are already having an opening card essentially coming right out the gate. Make a wish. This is a magical moment. Make a wish and enjoy its manifestation. So I need you to do what you got to do. And maybe this is why we're called to the cacao, the mocha, the chocolate, ooh-ah-ah sensations, the heart space, heart activation. Spirit needs you leaning into what it takes, what you have access to. It could simply be through your breath and focus and intention. Like all the other stuff are tools, amplifiers, aids, and supports, okay? Yet you are your own magic. You are your own altar, baseline. Spirit wants you truly in your heart space and feeling and exploring and embracing and exclaiming the fullness of what you want, what you audaciously desire, what you ambitiously aspire, towards / to be. And continue leveraging some deep breaths, because I can even feel some tightness wanting to come around the throat chakra, and I feel as though that's some tightness that we are breathing out and we are releasing. Because with this one, I also wrote down inner child. So for a lot of y'all, this is about reconnecting with your audacious dreams, many that stem from childhood, and allowing yourself to reclaim them. Now, I'm not saying they have to look exactly the same as they did from childhood. For example, maybe there was like a desire to perform, and the childhood version may have thought of a specific show or platform, for example, that may not be available or may not be of your interest. But this idea of performing and sharing and playing still appeals to you, right? So it's like Spirit wants you to really, I wrote down, I think, did I write it down? I did write down reconnect, but now I'm also getting guided to say recover. They want you to recover. It's like recover / re-uncover your dreams. These deep, passionate, exciting, inspiring. It's like that if I asked you or your inner child, a young version of self, the question of like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I'm not limiting it to that question, but it's that energy, it's that vibration, it's that kind of intention where it's like, I want to invite you to imagine, take a moment, take a breath, and really go into your imagination, visualize, connect with however you engage in any of those processes, and reflect upon that version of yourself that you truly want to be, that you aspire to be, that you could see yourself living your best life, having the most fun, having the greatest embodiment of purpose, having the greatest experience of time and space. Things of that nature is what's coming through. So yeah, I wrote down imagine and visualize. So giving yourself the time, like I said, to go within and reflect. It doesn't need to be a very quick, rapid fire, cerebral answer. Now, if you have it very quickly and it comes quickly, I'm not trying to cut off your momentum or your authentic speed, not at all. What is important though is that we are really allowing ourselves to hold space for the feelings, to feel into this, to feel into the heart space, to not limit it just to the mind, to not limit it to a programmed definition of success or a programmed version of happiness or joy. This is about taking the breath, the time, the moments to get really authentic and real with yourself, and not from a place of hyper protection or limiting beliefs or safe limitations. Going beyond that. Doing what you truly desire, what you truly want. Breathing a lot into the high heart chakra in addition to the throat chakra. And I also wrote down, and we're going to get you some cards with this, I wrote down that support is incoming as well. So for some of y'all, not only am I inviting you, is Spirit inviting you to reconnect with the fullness of what you are wishing for, what you are dreaming of, what you are desiring. Because notice, the top of the card showcases Homegirl, the mermaid, with the unicorn. The inverse, the upside down, shows quote unquote a conventional human girl and a quote unquote conventional horse. You're being asked, and this is so Pisces in Pisces season, to connect with your fantasy, connect with the world you want to experience, connect with the reality full of vivid color and imagery and brighter days and sunshine and magic. Connect with the magic, because this is a magical moment. You're in a very unique moment in time with support throughout this retrograde season. So this is not about forcing or rushing. Where, provided you follow this, whatever is your homework that's coming through, you're breathing through things, you're following your inner guidance, you're nurturing and nourishing your inner child and continuing with that healing and integration and satisfaction of self, that part of self, and the following up and following through, even with baby steps, honoring your capacity towards your dreams. Like, timelines are collapsing. Reality is shifting really in the direction of what you want, what you desire, what your heart is craving and yearning for. So I know a lot of times in retrograde seasons, we're guided not to start something new. You know, you'll hear very conventionally, being extra careful. And I mean, a lot of that is very real, especially the part with like caution and care and reviewing things and what have you. Yet ultimately, it doesn't mean we can't make progress, because sometimes returning to a project, because a lot of the rewords come with retrograde, returning to a project, reviewing things also means editing them, expanding upon them, drafting and crafting, refining things, working on other iterations. So it's not putting on the pressure maybe to get to the final product like immediately during this time, but we are still developing. I can come into the word editing. So edit, draft, craft, play, continue to model and workshop. And now I feel like I'm like touching clay and shaping clay, molding clay. All right, we're gonna get you some cards. I feel guided. However, you get, comment down below if you're with this thus far, 717, and you're getting into it. All right, so mermaids, please grant one more card for this collective, this pile. Wow, y'all would get like the most. So you have the 3, and I'm gonna take it. We have make a decision, explore your options in the middle, and then morning affirmation. So make a decision. Feeling stuck or indecisive, listen to your intuition and make a decision with an exclamation point. I almost said capital letters, so that's very interesting. So the fact that I almost said that is letting me know that even though it's not capital letters here, Spirit is giving it there. Now, I know a lot of people will say, your intuition doesn't yell, it doesn't get loud. Call it the Sagittarius in me, Pisces moon. Yes and no. I don't think it's because it really depends on what part of spirit and what part of our intuition. I've had times where I felt like either ancestors and or elders of mine like give me like a loud and or strong, emphatic, capital letters, exclamation point type of messages before. And I didn't think or feel that was inauthentic. I didn't feel that that was like not in alignment with my intuition. I felt that that came from a very loving and protective place and was giving me clarity in a moment where not only did I need it, but I benefited from it so that I could truly free myself from a trap of guilt that would have had me lingering in a connection that was not healthy, a friendship that was no longer healthy. Okay? So I say that and I share that in the sense of, yes, spirit may not be like literally yelling in your ear like a human might shout in your face. However, that doesn't mean that spirit can't have a way of conveying loudness for emphasis. So that is for someone right there. The fact that I'm channeling that message and sharing that is definitely for someone to like continue honoring your intuition, your instincts, and your experience of your intuition. Now, before I go over these next 2 cards that pop out, in addition to the fact that you see me continuing needing to breathe very deeply because I'm feeling like the throat chakra is wanting to tighten, I feel like there is something, and I'm not really like that kind of girl to hyper focus on externals because we are very protected. You know, I pray before every reading, we set a right container. Yeah, I do feel like there's some throat chakra like attempts to kind of like tighten and close. I'm shifting that, I'm clearing that. I invite you to continue breathing through it. As you can see, I'm like pushing that and like cutting it because I'm not the one and neither are you. Allow yourself. And you could do it too. Now, these 2 cards, make a wish and make a decision. They're both beginning with make. They're both beginning with an act, a very strong action word, a very clear verb. They're wanting you to essentially do something. So this is why even Spirit had me channeling that even though this is a retrograde season, this doesn't mean you're in passivity the entire time. Spirit is wanting you, so it's not only make a wish, it's making a decision. And many people say that when you decide, the universe like answers that decision vibration and delivers. So Spirit is basically saying like, you need to really like make that wish and go big for what you want and decide that you're not going to accept less. Decide that you are not going to abandon this dream, this desire, this wish. I'm not saying that you can't potentially have more than one thing going on. Like this is a general collective reading. Get a personal if you want it personalized. Links are down below. However, what I am saying though is like, whatever you are wishing for, whatever the big dream is, it's going up a layer and level of like committing to that, following up with that, following through with that, believing in that, prioritizing that. being so committed to yourself and your glow up and your impact and your service. And almost like I'm getting like doubling down on your intuition. Then we have exploring your options. It's time to look at other possibilities. It's a good time to make changes. And then we have morning affirmations. Say positive affirmations each morning to open the gates of manifestation. Now, this one's interesting because Spirit is seeking to guide me to do breath work in the morning, like even super short videos, like as low as like 10 or 15 minutes, ideally. So we'll see how we do with like the consistency, full transparency. It's like I'm working on it. I'm a couple days in. This is new, so we'll see how it goes. Especially because I'm not somebody who believes in rigid daily habits. I do like weekly goals and like hitting certain marks. Absolutely. However, I'm not the kind of person who generally wants to do the same thing every day, or I acknowledge that there are some days where I just need pure rest because doing something too much for my body at this point is just like not the tea, and I'm not about force. So that's for somebody as well, not just for me. With this explore your options and that turtle and that tortoise, I've been getting the reminder, especially with the turtle, the tortoise, like the story of the turtle and the hare, the tortoise and the hare. The tortoise and the hare, rather. This is a turtle, that's tortoise, but you get the gig. They're related. Slow and steady can win the race. Slow and steady does win the race. I feel like this builds off of what I was channeling just before about you committing more to yourself, you going more in on yourself. Oh, look at that. Seeking. See, Mixie just want to pop off the minute it's about you going further in on yourself. Like, notice how the blender goes off the minute I'm like making it clear, like you got to commit to yourself, your path. So be mindful of like distractions or delays, offers, temptations that come through in this now. And this is where discernment really comes in for a lot of people, because you may feel tempted, especially if there's some survival wounds, if there's some insecurities, some worries that your inner child and inner adolescent are feeling in regards to security and stability. You may be tempted to almost engage in like settling again. And settling in this context, what I'm getting for this collective would be like I said, not committing / recommitting and elevating the priority, the prioritization of what you are wishing for, what you're desiring, what is for you, what your soul is calling you to do. And this is why Spirit is also calling in like the whole concept of morning affirmations, subliminals, reprogramming, whatever it is. Essentially, this is about like, I'm going to say mindset. However, it's not just mindset. This is about overall alignment and calibration. Yet using practices, materials, and tools to very much so direct your mindset. And from there, your energy, your focus, and thus your emotions, and then your vibration ultimately. Raising that all up, calibrating that all, aligning that all for your optimal benefit. And also to help you continue encoding and programming in the newer, higher vibrational identity, the next layer and level of your leadership, of your embodiment, of you embracing the fullness of your path and these decisions, these wishes that you've committed to / recommitted to. All right, so let's get you some tarot and bring this down to earth before I let you go. Before I let you go. I don't remember how that song goes or what comes next, but the fact that I just felt like singing before I let you go, that's a sign. It's like before I let you go, it's like, no, I'm not going to shade everyone from your past. Like, not everybody's operating from a negative intention. Like, while I do believe that there are enemies and haters out there, and it's important to acknowledge their existence, I'm also not one to like overhype up external people, external parties, especially if my spirit guides are not bringing them that much energy, that much focus, that much attention, because they really are non-factors. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm guided to at the very least acknowledge that some of y'all may be receiving some of these offers and some of these opportunities and or distractions from people you already know, people from your past. Look at that, I'm like getting itches over my shoulder. Like, She's all trying to be over the shoulder. Like, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, mixy hoes, like trying to be in the business, like people trying to be all up, like in the mix. And it's like, so be really on point with your like boundaries, with your borders, with your barriers, your privacy, your protection. Like, need to know basis. Share with the right people. Pray on it. Meditate on it. Listen to your gut. Listen to your instincts. Listen to your intuition. Like, don't be letting those who don't need to know nothing, you know? Like, I'm very much getting like about my face, about my business, like not today. All right, let's get some tarot, please and thank you, Spirit. You got me cutting up. We got Judgment coming through right out the gate. Spirit's up in that ass. I said what I said. Nine of Pentacles. You getting yours. You getting yours. You getting yours. Even my exit coming out hard body right now is slaying me. Okay, King of Cups. All right, I was just gonna say it. Kitty cat meows. Pussy cat meows. Kitty cat, kitty cat. Ow. Kitty cat, kitty cat. Ow. And we got everything is fine. And she was flying off to the side. I'm gonna put her there. All right, let me get one more, Spirits. Let's get one more. Because, you know, that card is real. It's good. But sometimes it can have a little Debbie Down energy, like Debbie Downer. Oh, and then we got the High Priestess and the Magician with the Six of Wands at the bottom and the Five of Swords around the corner. All right, and you're like, what does that mean, Dil? What does it mean? What does it mean, Rima? Can you explain it to me? Yes. Okay, so Judgment, followed by the Nine of Pentacles coming right out the gate. Is like, if you want this abundant life, like I need you to really own the fullness. Like, you might even, like, this might be the time to honestly be returning to journaling, y'all, for some of y'all, or whatever your process of expression and communication with the universe is about who you are, who you're becoming, who you're choosing to become, what you're wanting, what you're desiring. I need you to really like go in on what is abundance, prosperity, optimal health, wealth, and wellness looking and feeling like for you. How do you want this to be in your physical reality? There's something about really essentially visualizing the garden, your life, this garden of life, of how you want to be cultivating your life, how you want your life to be cultivated, and what kind of space and what kind of environment. Are you wanting more space? So to give an example, like, to be very honest with you, today I was like in my imagination while running errands, and I was just like visualizing about how I've been having a lot of these bodily like challenges in the last several months, or really the last year. And it's been very, very difficult in a lot of ways. Yet overall, I'm still like good. So this is not a pity party, like, you know, don't worry about that. But just being very real about like challenge and pain. And I was like in my imagination visualizing like I would really love to like dance, like have space, because I'm a lot of body. And I would really love to have, like, honestly, a space that kind of felt like either a dance studio, like enough space for me to like move my body and not worry about hitting something or knocking something or someone down. And ideally with some mirrors so that I could just like really witness myself as well and like see the way I'm moving my body and connect and explore it that kind of way through mirrored feedback. In addition to, like, I always close my eyes a lot when I do yoga, let's be honest. But wanting that kind of space. So Spirit is saying, like, I share this with y'all to say, like, go in your, like, allow your imagination to play and show you, like, what is your soul craving? What is your body craving? What's your spirit seeking for its fuller expression? And name that. So for me, that's wishing for enough space for me to be able to dance and to stretch and to move with ease and to heal, having space to physically heal through movement and mobility that is also in alignment with joy and ecstatic and intuitive and instinctual movement. Boom. That's just one part of it. Now, what we're getting as well. So the Judgment is letting me know, like, the karmic returns, the karmic rewards, the karmic dealings are being dealt out right now by the universe. So it's important that you are focusing upon what you want, because especially probably by the time this retrograde season closes and we get into the next astrological year of Aries season, really, there are going to be some very tangible results. Now, I am getting the sense that some of them are already coming in around this now, sooner than later. So don't think everything is just being put off. What I am feeling though is like there's going to be like some benefits now, but a lot of things are going to grow and become more and more material in the weeks and months to come. Now, after the Nine of Pentacles, I have the King of Cups, the Everything is Fine, and the High Priestess and the Magician. What I'm getting with the King of Cups and the Everything is Fine. What I'm kind of feeling, and this is where you got to take what resonates, what doesn't, is I feel that if anybody right now is maybe at a distance with their partner, a partnership, I am getting more like a partnership, like romantic partner in this part of the reading, to be honest. However, this could be, since this is a general collective reading, I do feel guided to say like this may be a very close business partnership that also you're friends and or you really like each other. Normally you're very close. Normally you're very much on the same page. Or this could be a best friend, like something like that. But somebody very close that I feel a strong emotional bond and a high emotional like maturity and connection is there. Right now, I feel as though maybe there's a bit of distance and a little bit of like, there may have been some lingering, like, I think some lingering concern on your part, or at least with the viewer, that's what I'm getting with the collective. Like somebody may have been a little bit, it could be anybody in this connect. So let's talk about how like stuff just came in as I'm getting into this part of the reading. And I just said this may be involving like a connection or what have you, a union. And then all of a sudden we get this interference and stuff that interrupts the video and stops the recording without my consent. Because this thing, and let me be nice, wants to have a little pop-up about roaming when we're on the Wi-Fi's. Clock it. So, that gives me now, for whoever is resonating with this part of the reading, this is letting me know that there's some interference, like, and there's some haziness, there's some doubts, there's some shade that's attempting to kind of like get you to think more doom and gloom, either around like your connections, relationships of significance, or make you think like this distance is causing a problem or is a bigger issue than it actually is. As well as I'm getting, for some, this may be feeling like some guilt and or shame or some heaviness around the fact that maybe you have been in a more like independent season and you really have been like doing your best to work on yourself, work on what you're guided to do, like working on your soul, these projects and what have you. And in some ways even being more of the High Priestess and the Magician, like being a more singular, being more on your own, like focusing on what you're guided to do, your soul mission, like your work, your projects in this now, like manifesting, and essentially doing your labor and your service. Like it's very, I'm getting like very individual, very individualistic, but not in like a rude way, not in like an ick way, not toxic. What I'm saying is it's been like more of a season where you've needed to focus more on you and your stuff than maybe on the connection or the relationship, right? Like there's ebbs and flows in any relationship and in life in general in different seasons and cycles. So there's times where maybe in our relationships, especially when you are together, you're focusing more on the relationship. But for some, what I'm getting is that for those of y'all where there's either been some distance, whether literally or a bit more figuratively, with folks being like more focused elsewhere, I'm not getting the sense that it's wrong or there's anything wrong. And if anything, what I'm getting from Spirit is to say is like, don't be judging yourself and don't be so hard on yourself. Like ultimately, you know what you've needed to do and you know why and how you've needed to show up and show out, and the stuff that you're alchemizing, the stuff that you're working with, like you're doing ultimately what you've got to do to show up as that healthy, empowered partner so that you can really move forward in this season of victory and success with your head held high, knowing that you really hold your weight, you've done your part, like you've been the fullness of who you are. It's like the combination of what I think I channeled in a reading recently is self-made while also being community built. And there's times where you got to be focusing on that self-made part because you're doing the work, you're doing the integration, you're applying things, applying wisdoms, applying lessons, leveraging tools, elements, resources, magic, like doing what you've got to do, so that you can also show up in this partnership, in this union, like matching this king, queen, high, court card energy, showing up where you're letting them know, like, hey, I'm contributing to the kingdom, I'm contributing to the queendom, to our empire, like, I'm bringing it. And maybe this has been a little bit of, up until when this finds you, like a little bit more of a challenging season, but your victory is unfolding, it's coming in, especially as you stay committed to these decisions. Now, with the around the corner card being the Five of Swords, what I'm getting with this is letting me know, it's calling me back to the whole explore your options card we got earlier, which was really about, like, ultimately prioritize what you're guided to prioritize. Choose yourself. Make the decision. Listen to your intuition and make a decision. It's like, I need you to really commit to your garden, what you're called to cultivate, the things that are really deserving and needing and calling for more of your attention, investment, and consistent care. This isn't about burning out. This isn't about doing too much. This isn't about not having healthy boundaries and rest and wellness practices. Quite the opposite. What it is about, though, is really prioritizing what your soul is called for and not putting other people's dreams, other people's projects, other people's businesses, other people's proposals all above your own. They are meant to get from the overflow. They are meant to get from the abundance. This may be a very entrepreneurial collective, not exclusively, but it might be just that entrepreneurial spirit. Essentially, where it's like you're bossed up. You're not bossing up at this point, you're bossed up. And now it's about continuing to embody that boss level energy, being the leader of your life and not settling for less, not constantly discounting yourself, your value, your services, your time, your energy, your excellence, your track record. Yeah. It's like you're going to continue to be kind, but it's like F Mr. Nice Guy. It's like you're going to be kind and you're going to be real. It's like you're going to be kind and you're going to be authentic. You're going to be kind and you're going to be respectfully direct. Like, this is like, it's like whoever didn't get with you when they had their opportunity to do it, when you were being more like Mr. Nice Guy, when you were giving more of the soft offers. And there's nothing wrong with that, because there's times and seasons and lessons with all of that. And there's times where we're called to do that. And we need to do that because not only does that reveal stuff for us and about ourselves and where we're at in our value, it reveals things about other people too. And we needed that data. We needed that wisdom. We needed that experience, and Spirit brought it to us that kind of way. All right. So we don't need to crap on past versions of self. You know how I feel about that. Or if you don't know, now you know. So congratulations, like you're moving onward and upward. However, what I am getting, there it goes, breakdown. I know I had like some little channel minis about breakdown recently. But yeah, some of y'all are moving on, moving forward, and some people are getting left. Some people are like getting the chop. Some people, or at the very least, you're putting yourself in the foreground. At the very least, like background people, background characters need to know they're in place. And I'm not saying that in a rude way. I know I'm getting a little hype, but ultimately this is not about being disrespectful. This is not saying that nobody's inferior. No, this is about knowing that in the graphic, the layers and levels, we're putting our graphic, our image at the top. That in the layers and levels of priorities, we are number one very consistently. Like, we offered other times, other seasons where other people's dreams, other people's jobs, other people's offers and opportunities were getting a top spot. And that was great. That was then. This is now. 7:17 on the timer. There you go. That was then. This is now. That's your mantra. That's your phrase. That was then. This is now. 7:17. Where's my book? I gotta write that down. Y'all best write this down too. That was then. And so I feel we are pretty much, that was then, this is now. We're pretty much at the close of your pile 717. So let me know if this resonates with you. As always, I am Dil Divine, your friendly neighborhood queer muse, oracle, and soul guide. Links and information are down below if you want to connect and book a reading. Shout me out. I don't be reaching out to nobody first. That's ick. That's weird. That's predatory. We're not doing that, especially with all the fraudianas out there. So continue to honor your discernment. You've got plenty of it. You're on the right path. You're on the right track. Continue like focusing on your garden, listening to your intuitive message and callings, especially from spirit. Getting your vitamins, getting your nutrients. I'm getting as well. Continue with that Virgo energy from the 3-3. And also like trust in this relationship and this connection. Like everything really is good. Because ultimately this person is very emotionally mature and stable. And I believe they are focused on you. It's like you're perceiving yourself, you're wondering about them. I feel like some of y'all may be worrying about them a little bit. And spirit is like, you have no reason to be worried. Like they are focused, they're locked in on you, they believe in you, like to the highest and greatest like ability and what have you. And they understand you're in this season of really doing what you've got to do to really close out this astrological year, especially doing what you've got to do to really like integrate and lock in this deep spiritual activation and cellular experience that is unfolding for you in this now. And going through all it takes to honestly like level up and lead a better life and to heal through a major chapter. Like obviously these are ongoing things, and yet there's also pronounced periods in life where maybe we're doing more integration, more healing, more things more slowly versus things more quickly. Like there's different seasons and cycles. And with this collective, it's like you are in a season and cycle where you really are locking in a lot of upgrades and integration and stepping into tangible wealth, abundance, prosperity, victory, and success. Yet with all of that, it's like experiencing that doesn't mean you don't have challenges and adversities all along the way. It's just like you're just that much stronger and that much wiser, where both these things occur a bit less and less as you progress, in addition to your practices and your ability to respond to them healthily have very much strengthened and improved, so that you can pretty much like phase away, vaporize away, like burn away, whatever you got to do to alchemize the stuff away so that it's not really lingering. So give yourself a lot of credit and praise for how far you've come, in addition to stay excited for what you are manifesting, for what you are receiving, for what you are calling into form. It's like the total victory hasn't fully happened yet. I feel like you are getting good things along the way. So like, stay ready for that. Stay open for that. And also I'm getting like, be mindful of how much time you are spending staring at screens and screen time, because a part of that is affecting, like a part of all that screen time and hyper focus on that is affecting a bit of the mental space and creating like space portals, doorways for certain doubt, anxiety, almost like an overutilized nervous system to kind of go on. So take the times, like I was saying before, to breathe. 11:11, I just saw, to breathe, and maybe, I would even encourage fresh air, get out in nature as best as you can, things of that nature. All right. So that is my 717. Comment down below if this is for you, your pile. And then let us get into the next one. Okay, so we're going to get into 1010. Now I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to say. This video, it's at 11:33, but I had to do a second video because the other one got interrupted. So, hi 1010. This is going to be my Atlantis pile. So your notes were about Atlantis, and I was getting things like technology, leveraging more technology, using more technology, whether that's the devices themselves, apps, software, websites, like different types of like technical innovations. I did write down gadgets as well specifically. So for some of y'all, maybe that's getting like new computers, new tablets, new phones, new cameras, new microphones, like things of that nature. Essentially leveraging technology and tangible resources and tools to, what I'm first guided to say is amplify your message. So there we go. Maybe that's why microphone and camera came out. In addition to better sustain and allowing yourself to really upgrade to the quality of what you're doing. Now, for some of y'all, though, it's not as if you have to go and get new stuff. For some of y'all, it's about using more of what you got, period. Because because I even wrote down the word boost and support. So it's like this idea of leveraging more technology, gadgets, these tools, these tangible tools to step further into your craft, step further into your service, step further into your mission, what you're called to do and who you're called to be. And I also wrote down like leveraging age of Aquarius is what they wanted to say. And I just saw 1313 on the timer. So this leveraging of this age of Aquarius invitation is asking and inviting you to, it's using the fullness of both our intuitive abilities and arts and practices paired really with the resources of this earth, the technology of this now, and continuing to innovate in ways, however the Atlantean in the aligned way, is using these things to further love, unconditional love, compassion, aligned manifestation, soul embodiment, soul expression, true joyful authenticity, and like embodying that kind of life. So I also wrote down high vibration and other key things that are coming in to assist with our optimization and then recalibration for you. So my 1010 collective, often when I get 1010, I feel a very celebratory, victorious, like living our best life energies at its finest, yet also some of that, the trade-off, if you will, or the exchange, I think, with that number can also be like getting rid of what no longer serves, letting go of what no longer serves, letting go of what's too heavy or dense and simply holding us back, and or also accepting endings, accepting heavier closings of cycles, relationships, or circumstances. And yeah, it's really, like for me, it's really about like acceptance, even if it is painful, icky, or any combination of that. So we are going to get some cards for y'all, some Atlantis cards. Now, before I do that though, this one, for those of you who are wanting that victory, that success, like the positive 1010, I was talking about the abundant, the fortune, things of that nature. You have to be very much in alignment and honoring your soul and your soul's guidance and the intuition. And then it's like using that to then direct and leverage. I want you to be leveraging your devices, leveraging your technology, leveraging resources, apps, software. Like this is for a collective where you are, your platform and stage is expanding and meant to expand. And yet part of the way that's going to happen, for some of you, yes, it may be actively like applying or contacting people. Like I'm not going to deny my like masculine perspective. Oh yeah. Okay, we're back. I just had to use that little room. So with this energy of, I know I have this, so don't worry. The 1010 with the direction. Don't lose it. All right, we're going to pull the cards and it's going to come back. But basically, I need y'all to be showing up. And thank you, Spirit. For some of y'all, yes, you may have masculine callings, masculine invitations and initiations to go out and either apply for something or contact someone or something about an opportunity. Like if it feels aligned and inspired, like go for it. Like closed mouths don't get fed can be a very real concept. So like lean into that. Yet what I'm also getting is holding space for the feminine way of co-creating, the feminine way of attracting and thus manifesting what she wants and what she needs. This could be for anyone, whatever your gender may be, or genders may be. So the reason why Spirit wants you to be leveraging technology and using these tools as well and putting yourself out there in some ways through these digital platforms and mediums is that these are then going to attract, what I'm getting is honestly, they're going to attract gigs is a word that's coming through. So especially for my musicians and creatives out there, ding, ding, ding. But essentially this is attracting gigs, attracting opportunities that will lead into collaborations, you know, using the digital platforms with people, but also I'm getting like real life, like tangible meetings, like whether it's travel, stuff in your community, a combination, whatever. It's like you continuing to put your voice, put your art, put your message out there, like whatever you're guided to do and to share. Spirit is helping to amplify that. And so also allow yourself to, yes, use tools and seek aligned knowledge about ways that you can continue to refine the technology and gadgets and or websites, whatever platforms you're using, so that you could do it like, more effectively and more easily and more smoothly. So for some of you, this may be continuing to, yes, like in addition to share more, post more, create more, publicize more, advertise more, this could be learning more like strategy around that, like how to do it, how often to do it, what's the most manageable and realistic way for you to do it in a way that also feels authentic to you as well. So now, while holding space for other strategies, modulating it for what you feel is authentic and what your guides are guiding you to do. Okay, let's get some cards. I'm feeling called. So for y'all, I'm going to use the Atlantis Oracle for this one. Thank you, please, and thank you, Holy Spirit, Holiest Healing Tribe, Holiest Atlanteans. And it's interesting, as I'm like tuning into this one and starting to pick up this deck, I'm starting to get like warmer. So some of y'all, if you're feeling like warmth of the energy really flowing, this is an affirmation and confirmation for you. Some of you, I'm getting the words like Kundalini awakening and activation. And I feel like that's the second time I've said that in recent readings, and it's only been coming through when I've been channeling readings. So this is definitely for this collective. Like this is, yeah, I'm definitely channeling something. In addition to the caduceus symbol. Okay, I did not plan it. I was holding it up to see the back of the deck, and then I see here, healing bed with the caduceus symbol right there. So I'm gonna take that. That's a card meant for you. I will get a jumper. We will get a jumper. Yet 39, the crystal bed, healing, clearing, and miracles. So for this collective, it is very important that you are taking the time for your health and wellness. Like, I need you to not be ignoring your health and wellness needs. I also need you to surrender to the fact, like, if you need more rest, if you need more sleep, I need you to stop fighting yourself. And you know what? It's not even about fighting yourself with this collective. I feel like some of y'all are like, it's like you're low-key judging yourself and then avoiding and ignoring, like just surrendering to sleeping more. It's like a part of you is comparing yourself to some other version of you in the past where maybe you really did a lot more with a lot less sleep, where you really were able to power through a lot more or a lot longer. And I am genuinely saying this with a lot of compassion and grace, is like, you need more of this sleep right now for your health. Like, you need more rest for your health, point blank, period. And it doesn't mean you're weak. It does not mean you're weak. It does not mean you're less than. In reality, what I'm getting from Spirit, it's quite the opposite. The thing is like, you're actually calling in very high levels of like spiritual energy, pure energy really, but a lot of energy is being directed your way, both to help you with health things that you may be feeling or aware of, in addition to greater levels of alignment, calibration, and activation. So essentially, by you not resting adequately and sufficiently, you're not only delaying your healing from the things you are feeling and dealing with, you're also slowing down your overall like greater calibration and overall wellness and activation and like alignment. So this is not a read, and this is not to shade anybody. Spirit has me being this blunt because I think there are folks who are, because also it's like, remember, we're tied in with this 1010 and this success, and I had this whole channeled message about leveraging technology, leveraging all these things in strategy. This is why we're tied in, where we just pivoted into this rest and sleeping, healing message. They're not disconnected. They're actually incredibly mutually supportive, and Spirit is highlighting this because they need you working smarter, not harder, and you deserve it. And they also need you to give you credit in the sense of working smarter doesn't mean you need to know exactly what to do in the immediate moment. Part of working smarter is accepting and embracing the fact that you're going to be learning along the way. It's about embracing and accepting your capacity for what it is in this now, and honoring your capacity and your needs versus pushing and leaning on like difficulty and struggle as a way to kind of like power your way through towards success. It's like, that's not the paradigm. And I just saw 2222 on the timer confirmation. That's not the paradigm and energy you're living under and you're choosing for yourself. So by you even like, whether underconsciously engaging in those habits or practices that are upholding that old paradigm, it's stalling out and it's not working because it's not in alignment with the timeline you're on and the timeline you're manifesting, and where your guides and the Atlanteans are helping you to really embody. Like, they need you to be of the high vibration, and so they're pretty much turning up what they have to turn up in your life to get you there. And part of that for many is like, whether it's pains, it's exhaustion, it's fatigue, it's misalignment, like any combination of that, that's being turned up, or that's been turned up more recently, because Spirit is like, we are making you embrace the reality and lesson of your timeline, the conditions and parameters of your reality. You want to get paid to exist. You want to be compensated for like nothing. You at least want to be safe and secure even when you do nothing. You want your nothingness to bring you rewards, let alone when you do something, let alone when you do what you're aligned to do, being massively abundant and prosperous as well. And so in order to believe that, that means, okay, well, time to do nothing, time to rest, time to really restore and rejuvenate and nourish yourself until the next aligned and inspired moment for aligned and inspired action. Boom. Let's get another jumper, please, and thank you, Spirit. They're just like, my sure. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. This just jumped. Y'all heard it. You saw it. I don't fake the funk. So this energy, I already said the symbol was coming through strong. We had the crystal bed. Now we have card 22, so twos. And we had 2222 repeating on here. So repeating twos may be significant for this collective, in addition to the 1010. Ancient medicine is your cells calling. Ancient medicine is your cells calling. So if y'all have been thinking about any types of like medicine, health protocols, holistic medicine, plant medicine, things of that nature, affirmation, confirmation for y'all. And look, bottom of the deck, we have 2 with manifestation, lots of selenite crystals. We attract what we desire, and we desire what we attract. So I need y'all to be like doing what it takes to be crystal clear on what you're wanting, and trust that it's coming your way. And this is basically, oh my God, this is the affirmation and confirmation of what I was just saying. If you want to get paid to exist, if you want your rest to not be associated with a penalty, if you want to be able to like take it easy, take a day off, and not worry that the whole ship is going to crumble beneath you, you have to start. It's like you have to start taking that time off. You have to start prioritizing the rest. You have to start living your life in alignment with those goals, with those boundaries, with those borders. So then you attract in opportunities, connections, relationships that are in alignment with you living your life that way, with you experiencing your life that way. If your health is a priority, then I need you to allocate your resources and time towards your health and wellness. I need you to already be embodying that priority so the universe can further bless you up and give you the manifestations that you want, that optimal health, that wealth, that clarity, that alignment, that feeling less fatigue, feeling more good. For this collective, it's like your health and your wellness, and you taking the time for that is very important. Like, I need you, like, your success, a lot of it is like, I'm going to continue to say, it's like working smarter, not harder, and genuinely like not doing the most all of the time. Honoring when you have the energy and the the momentum and stuff like that, while also not burning yourself out and not self-sacrificing yourself and not people-pleasing, like putting other people's causes above your own needs. Like, this is at a point where this is not about ignoring or downplaying or minimizing what you're going through to maintain a small image or to keep other people comfortable. I'm not saying you have to dramatize anything or overhype something, and I'm certainly not saying you need to like disempower yourself or present in a deprecating way. No, what I am saying though is like, if you have more limited hours during the day or given week now, or that's what you need, your service schedule needs to update in alignment with your health goals, then do it. Honor it. It's like, if people want to really work with you or they're meant to work with you, then it's going to work out. There will be a meeting in the middle. There will be a healthy compromise. There will be an alignment and flow. If it's not aligning and flowing, if it would be detrimental to your health and your energy, then it's not for you. That's what Spirit is highlighting at this time. And by you holding on to yourself as the priority, let alone your health as the priority, and letting go of other people you will be blissfully rewarded for that, and you will continue to receive the opportunities and blessings that are in alignment with this self-respecting, self-loving, self-prioritizing version of yourself. We have 9 of Wands, Wounded Warrior energy. That's a lot, Spirit. How many are here? They're gonna let me shuffle that one more time. But there is like a big energy of something's getting ready to jump, something's getting ready to pop in your life. But see, this is what I'm saying. It's like things are about to pop off, things are about to jump off anyway. So it's like, do what you gotta do to heal. Like, you don't need to rush back into the field. You don't need to rush back into the foray. You know, this is the retrograde energy. Take a sip. It's like, slow it down, take it easy. Literally take it easy. It's like, do what's within your capacity. So yes, I do need you stretching, moving, engaging mobility, exploring, you know, your body, exploring your talents, exploring your abilities, like practicing and doing things again, so you're not getting like stiff and actually stagnant and or like shutting down. Yet at the same token, I don't need you like pushing yourself like to burn out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need to be overextending yourself. It's like, I need you to like healthily, like, you know, meet your boundaries, explore your boundaries, maybe breathe through them to certain bits. However, for this collective, if anything, it's a lot more of playing it safe and being far more restorative and regenerative than like doing the most or being like a daredevil or anything like that. Like, I'm not getting that vibe right now. We get like just a couple more cards for the 10-10 collective. Please and thank you. Thank you. 7 of Wands. See, standing your ground, standing in your power. 8 of Cups, walking away from what doesn't serve. And then we have Justice. Okay, Justice is going to be... Oh, yes. Give me one more. I'm feeling it. Death card. Okay. With the Queen of Swords and then the Tower around the corner. Okay, so for this collective... This is where the belief, because they're having me pull it, so I'm going to show you. What comes around the corner is the balancing out. So if you're worried about things being balanced out, like you being able to make ends meet, you getting the money that you need, the resource that you need, even if it starts off a little bit more modest or humble, you're going to get exactly what you need and what you deserve. Baseline minimums. So I need you to really honor your capacity and stand your ground and stand on business. I need you to honor your worth, honor your value, and honor your capacity. And if something cannot give you what you need and what you deserve at this time or whatever, then you are being guided and advised. And I feel like a lot of y'all already felt this and knew this coming. You're being guided to kind of like go your own way, choose yourself, do what you got to do. Like, do not bind yourself in some kind of agreement that doesn't honor and respect you. See, the Justice here is followed by the Death card. So another ending energy being confirmed. The Justice is letting me know though that I feel like this ending is called for. It's what's needed. And the universe is also helping for things to balance out. So if this ending, like there's the ending with the Death followed by the Tower. So this might be a little bit sudden and chaotic. This might be a little bit earth-shattering, foundational. Spirit needs you to trust that things are going to be handled and balanced out in a fair manner. Now, if it doesn't seem that way in the direct situation, the universe is going to bring you in resources and opportunities and stuff that will balance that energy out. So don't limit yourself to the parties involved or the direct circumstance. I need you to give it to the divine, give it to your guides, give it to your soul and your highest self, and trust that things are really working out and you will be taken care of no matter what. With the Queen of Swords as the bottom of the deck, continue to speak and, remain in your integrity and your honesty. Be very, very sharp, not in a rude way. When I say sharp, I mean like discerning, focused, aware, present, read over things, like speak of high value, speak with high value, speak with high respect and value to others, let alone of yourself, and really honor your worth, honor your value, honor your maturity, honor your brilliance, honor your success, honor your level of where you're at, honor your station, so that even if there is some form of ending or separation, it is done, communicated with as much class, grace, truth, and clarity as possible, and allowing you to terminate this really on high ground of high authority, not walking away with your head down or your head in shame or feeling lesser than. It's like you're doing what you've got to do to choose yourself. You're putting your power in the divine, in spirit, versus limiting it to any one opportunity, any one person, any one circumstance, any one relationship, one team, anything like that. It's like, so be it. If it's a done data, it's a done data, but you're going to be fine. You already are fine. Things are working out. And ultimately, you're doing you. You're choosing you. You're choosing your faith. You're choosing to honor your intuition. You're believing in the universe. You're believing that, like, you're allowing yourself for endings to occur, of foundational parts of self, or things that were a part of your foundation, or things that were part of your bedrock, whatever. You're letting that end and be done so that you can move really into this next chapter of more authentic embodiment, thriving prosperity, wealth, like getting paid to exist. Honestly, getting paid to exist. Like for some of you, it's like, yeah, you're really like being like, yeah, I'm not going backwards to whatever like really took me out or bruised or battered me. It's like, I'm grateful for that season, like no tea, no shade. But it's just like, I'm not going backwards. Like there's like, it's like no repeats. Like no, like no. So very that. All right, so thank you. That's my 1010 collective. I feel pretty complete with that. Let me know how you feel down below with the comments. Once again, I'm Dil Divine, your friendly neighborhood queer muse, oracle, and soul guide. Links are down below as well if you want to get a personal reading, because as always, this is general, so take what resonates, sleep what doesn't. And again, I thank you so much for being here. Like, I am super grateful, and we'll be back soon. All right, so now we are going to get into 1, 2, 3, 4. We are getting into 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to put 34, 52 from this video with the timestamp. I'm trying to get the timestamp. All right, so for this collective, y'all are going to be essentially, the notes that I was getting, y'all are going to receive cards from the goddess deck. So I got the goddesses wanting to come through, and some keywords that they have, or some key themes, are quests. It's like, I feel as though goddesses, this goddess collective, this goddess energy is coming through to help you on your quest with your mission. And they're bringing you a boon. They're bringing you help. They're bringing you assistance. Now, in its own way, shape, and form, each collective in these various pick-a-piles had some form of help or support coming through, yet there were different keywords and flavors on it. So yours is especially a boon. So it's like this gift that is coming from this divine goddess, to help you on your hero's journey, to help you on your layer and your experience, your leveling up with your mastery, bringing in divine assistance and guidance to empower you to succeed. Like ultimately, they can't live it for you. They can't do the journey for you, yet they can give you helpful guidance and hints. Like I'm getting a lot of Hecate references as well. Hecate and her torches, torch bearers, torch bearing spirit guides, especially torch-bearing ancestors, especially, coming through. And it's like this idea of giving you, both giving you as well as helping you remember and reconnect with as well your own like ancestral gifts, talents, and knowledge and wisdoms of how to navigate these various worlds and challenges. And ultimately, I'm feeling like navigate through crossroads to the destinations, the places, and the path and the experiences of the path that are really aligned with you and your highest and greatest good. So for some of y'all, I feel like you are in a little bit of a liminal space right now, a bit of a crossroads, a bit of, I also wrote down bridges and drawbridges, like bridges, drawbridges. And then I was thinking of the journey card in the energy oracle deck. I don't have that with me in this now, yet Spirit was reminding me of that card, which pretty much shows somebody crossing a string bridge, like a rope bridge or whatever, and yet it's still up. Yet one side it's like the ropes are hanging down, the other ones it's like fully fine. However, it's like it really is a journey and a walk of faith to cross that, as well as an invitation to leave our old baggage and what doesn't serve, and even maybe an old version of self behind. So for some of y'all, what's basically coming through is I'm getting the sense of, thank you, Spirit, with all this channeled message. You're both bridging worlds. I wrote that down. I just heard a squeak. You're bridging worlds, and yet you're also expanding and growing into, you're growing into something new. Like, it is connected. Like, I don't feel like burned bridges. I feel like this is an establishing, like, okay, now they're making me think of video games, and I didn't really ever play Mario a lot. Like, I never really got super into Mario. Yeah, it's making me think how, you know, in Mario, there's different, it's like there's different worlds and then there's different levels, right? Because it was like 1-1, 1-2, and then, you know, after you get through all the ones in world 1, then it becomes like 2-1, 2-2, this sort of thing. And what I'm getting is like everything is connected and everything matters. And on the one hand, we're not here to go backwards. We still carry forward all that knowledge and that wisdom, that experience, those gifts and talents with us. And maybe every now and again, there's been times where we have gone backwards to a level to play it again and master it, or unlock a missing clue or a missing hint or a secret area or a secret bonus or tool every now and again. So video games and gamification of your life may be significant at this time. Either way, you are moving forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. The guides, Hecate, they're helping you navigate a liminal space so that you are essentially stabilizing and bringing a world. You're stabilizing the new timeline that you're going into. And for you, the thing is, it's like what I'm getting with this collective is, it's very interesting because you are bridging worlds in addition to stabilizing timelines. So you know how sometimes it's like, I almost feel like people talk about quantum leaping or quantum jumping, and it's like jumping into something new, like just switching the frequency and getting into the new. It's like, whereas for you, I feel this like connecting, like this expanding effort. And it is a magical, like where you're taking your current world and you're doing what you can to raise the vibration and frequency around that, at least the parts that you are meant to take and bridge with you, at least that territory, if you will. And then you're calling in that new one. And so in this liminal space, it's also an alchemical, like, there's the balance of allowing the vibrations and frequencies to meet in the middle, while also continuing to have the ascending and raising vibration the further you go across the bridge and into this expanded and newer growth and newer territory. So this is a lot of alchemy. Heart and palm chakras may be relevant. I also wrote down palmistry, especially because right before I started this reading, someone here in like one of the baristas here brought this like book about palmistry to me and was like, oh, you might be interested in this. And I was like, you know what? This sounds pretty cool. I was just thinking about the fingers the other day in particular, and the heart chakra, palm chakra rather. So I'm like, I don't know anything about palmistry, but I'm like, I'm very curious. So I'm like, I want to browse this book. And I felt like that was associated with this pile as well, and using your hand and mudras and finger positions to channel and direct energy specifically. And also I'm getting keywords of self-discovery or self-rediscovery with this pile. So essentially this goddess energy is helping you on with this quest and this liminal space you're in, where you really are expanding into newer territory of yourself, a higher vibration. You are, and it's with this integration. It's with this full acknowledgement of this past, while also embracing what you're becoming. Okay, we're going to get some cards, yeah. For y'all, it's very interesting because it's so in that liminal space and in that bridge, and I'm feeling like a rainbow bridge, rainbow colors. It's making me think of like that infinite corridor. If anybody's ever watched the Castlevania animated series, like the first one with Saint Germain, the infinite corridor, it's giving me that kind of energy, that kind of vibe where it's like, this is what you're doing. It's like navigating all of that energy and staying focused and like creating a pathway and bridging a world, like, and moving into that timeline. Like, what you're doing is massive. And this is why these goddesses, especially Hecate and like your guides, are really helping you with this, because they understand it's not easy in every moment to progress when there's so much energy and so much potential noise, interference, and distractions along the way to becoming and embodying your best self, anchoring and embodying the vibration, the timeline, the energy of who you are really called to be and who you really want to be, who you truly seek to be. Please and thank you, goddesses. Let's get a message for this collective. Receptivity, we have Hathor. Allow yourself to receive. This will increase your intuition, energy, and ability to give to others. And I have Sedna with infinite supply. You are supplied for today and all of your tomorrows. So I will check the bottom in a second. We have legit receptivity. Allow yourself to receive. This will increase your intuition, energy, and ability to give to others. And then infinite supply with Sedna. You are supplied for today and all of your tomorrows. I mean, come through. It's literally telling you, it's like you open up to receive and you have all of the abundance and supply instantly. It's like you allow yourself to receive what is here for you, what is meant for you, what you want, what you desire. Like, you're good. You're so good. You're so protected. You're so provided for. You're so loved. And I'm getting like even hotter. I'm feeling like a hot flash with this collective. Ancestors in Wales may be significant as well. I'm also getting almonds. Interesting. Almonds and coffee beans. Almonds and coffee beans may be significant synchronicities for this collective, or having some of that. Or like those espresso bean chocolates as well, I'm getting. Very specific, very interesting. Some may have some pregnancy vibes. I'm getting like some pregnancy energies. Or possibly, and you don't have to be pregnant, but also getting like cravings. Pregnancy also because of like milk and formula and stuff like that, / nursing, possibly like nursing. Yeah. Interesting. What's the bottom of the deck? Home with Vesta. Your household situation is improving, either through a move or a healthy change in the occupants. So my goddesses, it's like, I'm getting this energy. I'm seeing the vision of the Empress sitting on her throne, chilling at home, very cozy, very comfortable, very relaxed, doing a little bit here and there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying she has to sit there like arbitrarily all day. She's like, I'm not talking about like oppressive house arrest or anything like that. What I am getting though is like not doing too much. Focusing on really like gestating and like cultivating the healthiest baby, the healthiest passion, the healthiest co-creation possible. And this is what I'm getting for y'all, is allowing yourself to operate like an empress right now, to co-create like an empress. This is more of my divine feminine collective or energy. At the very least, this is for my collective, where you're being called to embodying more and more of your divine feminine and trust in that. And it is calling in for a lot of trust, because on the one hand, you know, you are literally like going through that liminal space, like transition, co-creation, like birthing of all of that I was channeling with the beginning of your reading, if you will. And yet at the same token, it's like on this earthly level with your physical human vessel, the oracle cards, the goddesses are encouraging taking the time and space for breaks, for pauses, where you could just receive and enjoy your home, enjoy life, enjoy all of the bounty, enjoy all of the blessings around you. So really being in a state of like, not only gratitude from a practice of reflection, gratitude from active engagement and enjoying of the resources and blessings and opportunities around you. Allowing yourself also to receive love, to receive kindness, to receive nourishment. So please allow yourself, if it feels aligned, always use discernment. If you receive invitations to receive maybe support, nourishment, care, like a coffee date, a dinner date, a lunch catch up with friends, a loved ones, a healthy visit, allow yourself to receive that abundance and joy from a loving exchange and quality time with others is what I'm getting. And allow others to help you too. Like if you know you are needing like support and services, this is a really good time to really invest in that. So if you need like a massage, you need like haircut, like just various forms of wellness and care, maybe even more like specific health and wellness appointments, lean into that in this now. Like spirit like you are so well provided for, you are abundant, you have everything that you need. So spirit needs you to engage more with the resources you already have, in addition to the opportunities at your disposal to better like experience and improve your wellness and your earthly experience, so that they can bless you with more and more tangible resources. It's like they need you to be making some moves right now with what you've got going on to receive / experience a better life, so that you can then receive more to live thus better and better. So for example, it's like I'm getting the sense of, for some of y'all, it is like booking that appointment, like book the massage, book the haircut, book the wellness professional's visit, get the glasses appointment. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's different types of things that you could be doing for your health, wellness, and you taking better care of yourself and living a higher quality of life. There's at least something small you can start with that spirit is like, do it. Lean into it and do it. So for example, okay, thank you. It's like, for example, today, thank you, Spirit, for giving me this example. I'm acting in a play at like time of recording, and needed to meet up with the producer to go like pick up some makeup. So I met up with her at the store to pick out the ones that I need, because the character is like in drag, but really giving more like CD realness. If you know, you know. So I needed to go and get some more makeup, and the neighborhood that we're in, though, I had seen online posted, like, long story short, I needed like a new clothing rack and shoe rack, because where I live, that's what we have instead of a closet. And the one that came with the place is like running over to the left, like it's leaning, it's getting like a little wobbly on her. So I'm like, okay, I do need to replace it. And so I saw online like this rack, and I was in that neighborhood. So something said like, don't just rush back home, go walk over there and see if you can get the rack. And something was like, get the rack, like use the pesos you have available and get what you need. Like, you've been wanting this, you've been thinking about it, like boom, boom, pow, get it done. Get it done. So I did. And that's me like trusting in my guides, because on the one hand, there have been like, it's like with the way my job situation has been and work ability, and like with the physical stuff going on, it's like work has been a little bit more, at times, more recently, like catch as catch can. And I'm so thankful, because my faith always pays out, and like God always provides, especially when it's needed. Yet at the same token, if you're somebody who's ever been in a period of like where you really are like living heavily on faith, and you're feeling like a lot of that stuff coming in last minute, there are very real human moments where that does get stressful, and there is a very real desire for a greater level of financial stability and security. And there's seasons where we're building or rebuilding and reconstructing, so there's no judgment there. Yet there is the acknowledgement, like times that gets heavy or can feel heavy or be perceived as heavy. And so Spirit was encouraging me though, like embrace the abundance energy and trust, like, no, like this taking care of your home, getting rid of broken stuff and broken energy, like that is significant. Like not holding on to broken down things is like, it's important. Like there's a message in that. So Spirit is encouraging this type of stuff where it's like, yeah, it was a small-ish gesture that I took with the clothing rack today. Yeah, it's showcasing I have faith in the universe that my bills are still going to be paid. Like my greater needs are going to be met. I'm still going to be fed. Things like that. Live more abundantly. And it's, don't judge however small or big the amount may be in your mind. If it's involving like financial resources, especially, don't let a smaller number, if it is a smaller number or a medium number, dictate to you like, or limit it being like a very big impact for opening greater doors to abundance. Because when you're in the flow with the currency and you're letting that energy circulate, you're a part of that circulation, you're a part of that flow, you're a part of that participation in the system and in the game. So, let me get confirmation. We're gonna get you some tarot cards. Interesting that I almost picked up the mermaid deck though, so that means for y'all, I might need to shuffle one of those at the end for you. You get a bonus. And a lot of hydration has been important throughout this reading. I highly encourage it. Now let's get some cards for 1, 2, 3, 4, some tarot. Please and thank you, Holy Spirit. Because you really are moving forward, and a lot of this moving forward is also you taking these actions to really like move forward. Like, look at this. It even said your household situation is improving either through a move or a healthy change in occupants. I want to say healthy change, period. Because I don't want to even just make it about other people. Like, for example, my example was like improving the environment literally by getting rid of broke down stuff and getting something that's going to be, you know, functional and very helpful. We have the Empress. The Empress is the first tarot card out. Was I not just channeling all about the Empress and about that message? You can't make this up. Like, this is the affirmation confirmation. This is your confirmation. Like, your goal is being Empress right now. You need to be living just like the Empress. Empress archetype. 6 of Cups. Okay, what's coming in? What's this past energy, Spirit? What's the tea? What is this? 8 of Wands. Okay, something coming in quick. What's the vibe? What's the response? Interesting. Okay, so we had the Empress. So like I said, your goal is to be like really in this attractive and receptive mode. It's like you take aligned and inspired actions, but this is not about you burning yourself out and doing. A lot of this is about co-creating through attraction, through manifestation, through aligned gestation, and taking care and nurturing and nourishing your projects, but not pushing or forcing anything out prematurely, and not rushing any organic aging or growth process if something's already been birthed, but it's in like a younger phase where you're keeping it closer to your chest as you need to. Now, with the 6 of Cups and the 8 of Wands coming out, followed by the 4 of Cups, like in that order, I'm feeling, pardon it, I'm feeling like you're going to get an offer, an opportunity from the past, like some kind from a past party, a past connection. But I feel like they're going to like, especially because this shirt says over it. However, I'm getting the sense of I don't feel as though you're ignoring this opportunity. Like, I know the 4 of Cups can often be talking about like we're sleeping on an opportunity because we're hyper focused on the past in a negative way. What I'm feeling though is like, because we started with the 6 of Cups, is like I feel as though you're very eyes wide open to seeing this cup, and you're feeling this energy coming in, like trying to rush towards you, especially with the bottom of the deck also being the Knight of Swords. I feel as though somebody's trying to come in and move in quick with a certain kind of energy, a certain kind of urgency. And I feel as though, especially because it's with this past party, I feel like you're wearing that over it shirt, or this 4 of Cups over it shirt is like accurate in the sense of, I'm hearing some of the song like a little bit of Too Little Too Late. I'm also hearing Toni Braxton, like, wasn't man enough for me. It's like this offer, this opportunity. It's like, yeah, because I feel as though it's like you're in this Empress energy and you're in this Empress mode right now. And this person is like really like not clocking like that is where you're at. That's the level of where you're embodying and vibrating. And they're coming to you and they're giving you a small offer, like to a more, like basically to a previous version of yourself. Something like a small, like it's a smaller ticker. It's like, yeah, it may have like been really, really satisfying and magical to you like way back when or once upon a time. But at this point, with all of the like growth, with all the leveling up, with all the ascension, with honestly, yeah, I keep coming back to the word growth. It's just like, it's not enough. And I feel as though these people are like bringing it in with like a certain layer of wanting like momentum, where it's like, hop on, like get on the ride. And you're just kind of like, I'm feeling this energy of you're over it. And with the Wheel of Fortune being the next card afterwards, like followed by, they did show me what would be also the 10 of Pentacles. So 2 10s, 10 10. So you may, if you stuck around from the 10-10 reading, this may resonate with you as well. Don't force the fit. Either way, I do see you going into a more prosperous like season, and like with community, with soul tribe, with soul family. Like I do see things like you are this Empress, you're abundant. I'm getting with this collective, especially because it's a general reading and general collective, and maybe that's why we will get a mermaid card in a minute, because you were supposed to get a bonus. Even the way I'm holding my arms and hands, like the over it card, now that I lean back and think about it. Y'all gotta really practice your discernment. Like I was saying in the beginning, I need you, because for some of you, maybe this will be a complete rejection of an opportunity. For some of you, this may be a very big negotiation or renegotiation process. And I need you, either way, whatever you choose to entertain and accept, it needs to honor you at this Empress level and not at some like more juvenile or lower version of yourself. Like these people need to be giving you an opportunity and an offer from an eye level at this point, not this top down, like superior, like I'm feeling like this energy with respect, and I'm trying not to cuss, but I am feeling this energy of like, pay me my worth, put respect on my name, or get the F out of my face. Like, don't waste my time. And also, I'm feeling this energy because the Eight of the Wands and the Knight of the Swords, Eight of the Wands and the Knight of the Swords, very interesting that I'm talking like that. I'm feeling this vibe, but maybe also the fact that I'm adding more words in, it's like taking time. I'm feeling this energy, whereas others may be trying to rush in with this momentum. Your Empress energy is like, no, you want to come towards me? You want to benefit from my Empress powers? Meow. Like, you want me to be gestating, birthing, working on something with you? You got to honor more of my process at this point. You have to trust in, you want to bring me lemons? You want to bring me lemons? You got to let me make lemonade my kind of way. I'm not giving you wham bam, thank you ma'am, quick mix, knock off, dollar store, powder type stuff. Like, I'm trying to give real quality, something that keeps people coming back in a healthy way, not like effed up vibrations. None of that. It's like with real love, like organic, like real organic and healthy, like well rooted, well founded. And it's not to say that you don't honor, like, it's not to say that you can't work with a certain energy to co-create something in a reasonable timeline. However, the thing is like when I say reasonable timeline, a reasonable timeline is one that fully includes your input and perspective about your capacity and your input from your expertise and your intuition and from where you sit at that table. Like, it's reasonable because y'all are coming together to co-create it versus someone just like externally giving it to you and demanding it of you and not taking any of the factors into account. Somebody who's not like allowing you to remain silent and not hearing your perspective, allowing for blind spots due to their lack of inclusion. It's like, bump that. So, I mean, for some of you, you're gonna like reject something outright. For others, you're going to renegotiate it. For some of you may accept it. Either way, you have an opportunity to go into a very like prosperous and abundant season. Yeah, I need you to really honor your intuition, what authentically is calling to you, what you really want to do, and not make a decision like giving into someone else's pressure or urgency. Like, you can acknowledge where they're coming from. You can acknowledge their needs with respect and dignity and not shade or shame them for their timetable where they're at. But do not self-betray yourself. Do not abandon yourself. Do not give up on your own callings, your own intuition, your own dreams, your own passions, your own projects for someone else's stuff. It's just kind of like, especially if some of y'all are like, where you've been through these offerings and these cups before with other people, and you're kind of like, I'm tired of dealing with like not being fully satiated, not being really nourished. Like, for some of y'all, it's like, how many times do you have to go through it with somebody before you just kind of accept and acknowledge where they are? You know what I mean? And you won't repeat. For others, it's more so about, okay, you have to find that next layer and level of courage, power, and strength to say something with your full chest and make a request with your full chest while still being, respectful and or professional. Respectful and professional, and compassionate. However, for some of y'all, this is about really being like, no, I am the Empress and this is what I require. Like, for some of y'all, you may end up doing this collaboration or this work. However, it's like, you're only doing it because you fully say it and demand it with your full chest. And then they meet you with an offer, an opportunity that matches that. For some of you, that is going to happen. However, for others, this is about you honoring this and choosing to walk away and be done and not accept it because they're not going to honor you at that level. Okay, so this is why it's a general reading and we have to be discerning and take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Either way, as long as you make the aligned and authentic decision for you, you will be moving into a more positive and fortunate and prosperous season, like fully confirmed with the 10 of Pentacles coming, with community and healthy soul tribe, soul family, and soul relationships. So for those of you where maybe you choose not to accept an opportunity, you let something go, and maybe that is also a loss of a certain community, a certain relationship, a certain tribe, the universe will be replacing / giving you new tribe, new relationships, new connections, new opportunities. So you're not going to be, alone. You're not going to be hyper isolated. Like, you will have people to collaborate and co-create with. Let's get you your bonus card because the mermaids and dolphins did want to give this pile one. Thank you. Empowerment. You're more powerful than you realize. It's safe for you to be powerful. Confirmation, empowerment with the Empress. You're more powerful than you realize. It's safe for you to be powerful. I need you to have faith in your abilities, your intuition, what you're called to do, and when you're called to do it. This is your time. Honestly, like, no settling for less. No settling for less. Don't let people breadcrumb you. Don't let people play you. And also, this is a retrograde time, at least the time of recording, so don't feel like you have to make a snap or rush decision. Take your time to review everything. Take your time to pray and meditate over it. Take your time to respond carefully rather than react defensively or what have you. Yeah, I feel pretty complete. Just like that. So thank you, pile 1, 2, 3, 4, pile number 3. Comment down below if this is your pile. Let me know what resonates. And as always, if you want a personal reading, I'm Dil Divine, your friendly neighborhood queer muse, oracle, and soul guide. My links and all that jazz are down below in the description box. And again, I appreciate y'all so much. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. Like, it really does go a long way. And honestly, like, it's a free way to help somebody. You know what I mean? Like, it's a very beautiful free energy exchange to hit the like button. Just saying. So if you want to have a nice way of blessing somebody up, if you like this, I would really appreciate it, let alone a subscription. So yeah, all right, I'm sending y'all love, hugs, and gratitude, and I'll be back soon with more messages.